Well, good Thursday morning to you, and I hope you're doing well as we round out July and get into August already. As we prepare for worship this Sunday and the scripture we'll consider, I wanted to ask you a question. What do you need to sustain your life? In other words, what are the things you need to survive? In fact, maybe before Sunday you can think about if you were making a list of 5 to 10 items that you need for survival, what would they be? You see, this is the conversation that Jesus gets into with the people in John chapter 6. You see, Jesus has just fed the 5,000. He has sustained the physical life of the people with just a couple loaves of bread and a couple fish. But he then begins to explain to the people that there's a big difference between what they need to sustain their physical life and what they need to sustain their spiritual life. You see, sure, Jesus provided food for the feeding of the 5,000, just like God provided manna from heaven for the Israelites, just like God provides so many things that we need to sustain our physical life. But what about our spiritual life? What do we need to sustain that? Well, Jesus has an answer for the people in the story as Jesus says, I am the bread of life. And in this case, of course, he's not talking about the type of bread that we buy at the store, we eat, but he's talking about the type of bread that sustains our spiritual life. Jesus is talking about himself, who comes as the one that makes us live forever. You see, Jesus Christ does more than sustain our physical life. He sustains us spiritually. He sustains our spirit and soul so that we can be in heaven with him one day. And so back to the question. How is it that you sustain your spiritual life? How is it that you ensure that your spirituality survives? We spend so much time as people in America worrying about how we sustain our physical well-being. Well, what about our spiritual well-being? Are we starving spiritually? Are we making sure that we get the right nutrition spiritually? Are we regularly coming to see the very bread of life that is Jesus Christ, who sustains us forever? This Sunday we'll consider that a little more. Hope to see you there.